narrations. Their madhab is a very simplistic madhab. We believe in whatever came in the Quran and in the Sunnah, the Jami' of Mansur. So basically they had a masjid there, and this is the halaqah that he would sit in for his study. وذكر الإمام أبو بكر بن فورك أن أباه هو إسماعيل ابن إسحاق كان سنيا أوصى عند وفاته أي بابنه أبي الحسن إلى زكريا الساجي رحمه الله، وهو إمام في الفقه والحديث، وكان يذهب مذهب الإمام الشافعي. وقد روى أبو الحسن عن الساجي في كتاب التفسير أحاديث كثيرة. And Al-Imam Abu Bakr ibn Fawrak rahimahullah mentions that his father, the father of Al-Imam Abu al-Hasan, Ali, his father Ismail ibn Ishaq was a Sunni. He wasn't one of the deviant groups that existed in his time. He was a Sunni, and at his time of death, he entrusted his son Abu al-Hasan to Zakaria as-Saji rahimahullah, who was an imam in fiqh and hadith, and he was upon the madhab of al-Imam al-Shafi'i rahimahullah. And al-Imam Abu al-Hasan rahimahullah related from as-Saji in his book of tafsir many ahadith. And this also clarifies too something that I saw on the internet, where there was a Moroccan website where there was a teacher over there of the Ibn Taymiyyah mentality who was speaking about Abu al-Hasan al-Ash'ari alayhi rahmatullah ta'ala in a negative way, saying that he didn't have the qualifications to be an imam of the Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah. He had no hadiths, there was no athar, he didn't leave behind any treasure or anything of value in the science of hadith. This is a refutation of him. I'm not even going to say his name to give him any kind of popularity, or to people don't already know who he is, to make a big deal of him, inshallah. I'm not even going to say who he is, but this is what he said. I downloaded a video of him sitting in a masjid, just kind of snug, just leaning up and just talking ill about Imam Abu Hasan rahimahullah tabaraka wa ta'ala. And that's one of the things he mentioned, was that he was not a man of isnad. He didn't have any isnad. He was not a muhaddith. This proves that he didn't know what he was talking about. This proves he was wrong. He narrated from Al-Imam Zakaria Saji rahimahullah in his book of tafsir many ahadith. When he's saying many ahadith, he means many hadith. Does anyone, and I don't mean to just put this out there, but does anyone may happen to know the name of the tafsir of Al-Imam Abu al-Hasan rahimahullah? His tafsir was called Al-Muhtazin. Al-Muhtazin means that which is like a storage, a treasure. A khizana is as a storage room. If a person has a khizana, that means they have a warehouse. The muhtazin is that which has taken everything in like a warehouse. Anyone wanna take a guess how many hundreds of volumes his tafsir was in? Abu Hasan rahimahullah had a tafsir was 500 volumes long. 500 volumes long. Abu Bakr ibn al-Arabi rahimahullah ta'ala mentioned this in Al-Awasim min al-Qawasim. He mentioned this, and this inshallah we'll get to that. 500 volumes his tafsir was. It was so huge, there was only 2 copies of it. They couldn't copy it. It was too long to copy. It was only 2 copies of it, the original and 1 copy. And they both got destroyed, inshallah. Let me read what I have here on that, inshallah ta'ala. So I don't misquote anything, I am human. مؤلفاته. لأبي الحسن مؤلفات كثيرة حتى قيل إنها تزيد على 200 مصنف. Abu al-Hasan al-Ash'ari rahimahullah ta'ala had many publications. He had many works, many books that he did, until it said that it was more than 200 books. From these books were كتاب الفصول في الرد على الخارجين على الملة من الملحدين الفلاسفة والطبيعيين والدهريين وأهل التشبيه والقائلين بقدم الدهر على اختلاف مقالاتهم وأنواع مذاهبهم. This is from a brother, mashallah, from our website, a brother student of knowledge named Brother Mahir Muhammad Barakat, Hafidhullah, who I was a witness to some of the wars he had with some of the Salafis on the Arabic website, and he killed them. He was destroying them. May Allah Ta'ala bless him. I had to compliment a couple of times, like, brother, please don't even compliment me. I'm nobody. Don't call me Sheikh or Ustadi or whatever. Don't do none of that. You know what I'm saying? But he was really making them look bad, mashallah. Making them look bad in a good way. I'm not trying to make them look bad, they're Muslim, but making this nonsense that they were saying look bad. So this book basically is chapters in refutation of the people that have went out of the madhab, or out of the millah, out of the right creed, from amongst those people who are mulhids. Mulhid is basically a person almost like who's like an atheist or an agnostic. And people that believe, and the philosophers and the people that believe in nature, that things just happen out of nature. Nature is doing things and just causation of things. People of likening Allah to the creation. And the people who say that the universe or that time is eternal. Refuted him before he was born. Refuted his madhab before he was heard of, but for hundreds of years before he came on earth. And now people act like he brought something new, like mashallah, he was a genius. SubhanAllah. He was refuted before his great-great-grandparents knew they were, you know. So you know, this book is a refutation of these different groups. The people that say that the time is eternal, based on the different statements of them and the varying of their madhabs. وهو رد على البراهمة واليهود والنصارى والمجوس وكتاب كبير يشتمل على 12 كتابا. And it was a refutation of the Barahima and the Jews and the Christians and the fire worshippers, and it is a huge book that contains 12 books in all. We'll skip down inshallah. So now he mentions the tafsir. وَمِنْهَا تَفْسِيرُهُ الْمُسَمَّى بِالْمُخْتَزِلِ. And from his books is his tafsir called Al-Mukhtasar. Al-Qadi Abu Bakr ibn al-Arabi rahimahullah ta'ala says in his book Al-Qawasim wal-Awasim, he says, انتدب الأشعري إلى كتاب الله فشرحه في 500 مجلد. He said Al-Ash'ari rahimahullah went to the book of Allah and he explained it in 500 volumes. وَسَمَّاهُ بِالْمُخْتَزِلِ. And he called it Al-Mukhtasar. وَمِنْهُ أَخَذَ النَّاسُ كُتُبَهُمْ. And from the Mukhtasar, the people took their tafsirs. وَمِنْهُ أَخَذَ عَبْدُ الْجَبَّارِ الْهَمَدَانِ كِتَابَهُ فِي تَفْسِيرِ الْقُرْآنِ الَّذِي يُسَمَّى بِالْمُحِيطِ فِي 100 سِفْرٍ. And from it, Abdur-Rahman al-Hamadani took his book in the tafsir of the Quran, which is called Al-Muhit, which is in 100 scrolls. ثم ذكر ابن العربي أن صاحب ابن عباد بذل 10,000 دينار لخازن الكتب في بغداد فألقى النار في الخزانة فاحترقت الكتب واحترق من بينها المختزن. Then Ibn al-Arabi rahimahullah mentions that As-Sahib ibn Abbad, who was one of the enemies of Al-Imam al-Ash'ari and the Ahl Sunnah at that time. Remember, there was Mu'tazila, there were Jahmiyyah, many different groups. It was deep. How many different groups came up, and they were very staunch on